Adam, now it's my privilege to welcome in good friend Steve Diamond from Remco Insurance, right? And Steve, Dave Castor brought up insurance. Talk about from your perspective, you know, what people are dealing with and what, you know, Remco offers people and why they should deal with Remco in these, you know, trying times, especially in Long Beach.
Well, Howie, the last 4 months have certainly been a life changer for the people of Long Beach and the area of Long Island that got hit by Sandy. And our office alone has handled over 3,000 claims. We've been dealing with people pretty much day in and day out. And then really the key is to know your coverages before anything happens. I mean, it's so important, so crucial for people to know what they have, what they're covered for, and what they're not covered for. Today, unfortunately, many businesses never thought about flood insurance, and it's not expensive. It's something they could have bought very inexpensively. So, you know, it's the key is really know your coverage and make sure you have somebody to talk to that can review your coverages, look to see if there's any gaps, and make sure that you learn from this lesson. I mean, it was certainly a tough experience. I've lived in the area for 40 years, and we've never seen anything like this. But you're battling. I'm battling also with some companies. We had a building on Broadway that went down. So there's a lot of things you have to deal with, and you have to deal with the banks and the mortgage companies and the adjusters. One thing of advice, I always would recommend a public adjuster when it comes to dealing with a claim. It's very hard for the average person to figure this all out on their own.
Steve, is it more difficult getting things through because of all the, you know, all the damage from Hurricane Sandy and all the claims? It's probably so much more than usual. So what kind of problems has Hurricane Sandy specifically done to the insurance industry?
Well, there's no question it's been a time problem. I mean, the typical claim that should take 3 to 4 weeks is now taking 4 to 5 months. Companies are backed up. Companies couldn't see the claims in time. They never got hit with this kind of volume ever. They weren't prepared for it. So time is definitely a problem. The other part people don't realize is that to get depreciation on flood insurance, you don't have replacement costs. Then they have to deal with their banks and their mortgage companies releasing funds. So all of these things are compounded, and it's made it very difficult. Like David said, if you didn't have the money in the bank to do it yourself and you had to wait, there's people waiting and waiting and waiting, still trying to battle the insurance companies to get their money and start rebuilding.
I read a story this week in the Long Beach Herald, and I'd like your opinion on it, Steve, that the residents of Long Beach are very frustrated with FEMA. Let's talk about that, about people seem to be really fed up and frustrated with FEMA coming through. Talk about FEMA's role in all this.
Certainly the whole flood program, you know, is backed by FEMA and the government, but it's a lot of red tape, and people have been frustrated by the amount of red tape. The ones that had coverage but didn't get full coverage, now they have to file, show claims, what they didn't get paid, what they're going to get paid. So there is a lot of red tape just to get the money. The loans are starting to come a little, but again, not easy to get. You have to go through the process, you have to follow up. So it's certainly frustrating. It adds salt to the wound, and it's a little tough. I mean, eventually I think Long Beach will be better and stronger. We'll have a beautiful boardwalk. We'll have areas that have been built up. So I think the Barrier Island, Long Beach area is going to be greater and better than ever. But it's going to take you know, a good 6 months to a year.
Absolutely, you got to have patience and keep the faith. And Steve, for people who want to get a hold of you at Remco, how can they get a hold of you?
On my business card, I give my cell phone. I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anyone can call me for anything, whether you're an insured of ours or not. You can reach me at 516-322-4710, 322-4710. I'd help you out whether we have your insurance or not. We'll go over your policies, review them. That's what we try to do. We're trying to help. We have an office in Long Beach. We have a main office in West Hempstead with over 30 people there. And we're here to help the people that are struggling right now.
I'd love to have you next week at the Laurelton. We expect a big crowd there and a lot of concerned Long Beach residents will be at the Laurelton next week. Steve also runs the sports complex, Long Island Sports Complex in Freeport. It's an amazing facility. We did a show from there. Brian McNamee is one of his baseball instructor. But Steve worked with Jose Reyes, and I read a story about Jose Reyes is that he went out to dinner with Jeff Lurie, the owner of the Marlins. They had a great dinner, and Jeff Lurie looked him straight in the face and said, Jose, you will never be traded. Jose goes on vacation 3 days later and finds out he's traded to Toronto Blue Jays while he's on vacation. Talk about what Jose is dealing with, being told to his face by the owner of the Marlins he would not be traded, and then goes on vacation and gets traded. So what was his reaction, and what's his thoughts about coming to the American League and playing for a Blue Jay team that looks loaded?
Well, Jose's been a friend. He's been out of complex the last 4 years. He comes there before spring training, and this year he brought Ruben Tejada, which was a nice little treat for us to meet as well. Jose is a great gentleman, a great family man, and he was ready to put down his roots. Ready to put his roots down in Miami. Was given the time, told again, like you said, this is it. You're going to be here. We're not trading you. And I guess he realized how much baseball is a business. The next minute he got traded, but he's excited. He's excited about playing against the Yankees. He's excited about playing in the American League, and he's got a team, like you said, that's pretty loaded with talent. So we really wish him good luck, and he's in great shape as well.
And let's talk about the Long Island Sports Complex, what it offers, and let's get the contact information out.
We are right across the street from BJ's on Mill Road, right off the Parkway off Kittifoot and Merrick Road. And we have over hundreds of birthday parties a year. We offer a full soccer field, lacrosse, gaga, inflatables, birthday parties from ages 2 to age 80. We've had all kinds of birthday parties, and we have soccer leagues. This year we're going to have, in fact, we had a group in Long Beach today setting up a women's kickball league. And they're going to be coming to the sports complex. They have over 300 ladies that are going to be playing kickball at the sports complex. So that you can reach them over there at 546-0900. They're right across from BJ's. Check it out. It's a full field. There's a lot of things going on.
Hey, let's do a show with Jose Reyes after the season. What do you think, Steve?
Sounds good. Try and do it.
All right. Steve Diamond, ladies and gentlemen. Great guy. Runs 2 amazing businesses, Remco Insurance and the Long Island Sports Complex. All right, what time we got?
42.
42. Young men, you want to be on the show? Talk about the experience?
Sure. Okay.
All right, come on up. All right, we have the youth coming up. We have Jack Plunkett and his buddy from Long Beach, Danny DePasquale. And you guys have been trained by Benoit, and you guys played today, right?
Yeah.
Dan, what was it like? Come on. Yeah, what was it like, Dan, playing at the Mulcahy's? I mean, you've been on our show, both you guys, a couple of times, but what was it like playing in front of all those people at Mulcahy's tonight?
Well, it was really fun, and I really got into it, and it was a really fun experience for me, because now I feel that me and Jack should start our own band, and it just gets you in the mood.
All right. Jack, you've sang Imagine on our show several times. It's awesome. But I don't think you've ever played at such a big venue. What was it like for you here at Mulcahy's?
Oh, I was nervous at first, but when like when you start playing, you just get into it and you don't even think about whether they're there. You just have fun and play.
Dan, what's it been like working with Benoit over the years?
Well, when I first started working with Benoit, he was really funny, and he's a really funny guy, and he really teaches you the new music instead of what a regular school teacher would teach you. So you really get into it, and he teaches you lots of cool things to do.
Jack, what's it like when working with Benoit at the and he is the only music teacher now in Long Beach, I believe. What's it like working with Benoit?
Well, he's I worked with him for about a year now, and yeah, I like what Dan likes, because well, you could just bring in any song you want, and he'll just teach it to you, and then he'll like book you a gig if you're good, and then he'll let you play it, and you can have fun with it, and he'll give you a solo.
And what's it like watching all these great musicians? Jeff, you're going on at 8, right?
I think they're running a little bit behind, but yeah,
8:30?
8:30, 8:45.
All right, I'll pump. Dan, what's it like seeing all these great musicians here tonight?
Well, it's really cool, especially Danny Keene, because I saw him once before.
Has he started?
Yeah, he already started, and it's just really cool, and I really clap, and I haven't done that in a while.
All right. Yeah, we have a blind singer. He's very inspirational, named Danny Keene. Jack, were you inspired by watching Danny Keene? I think you saw him at the Hot Billions as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really inspired. This is like the one. He's like the musician that I like really listen to and watch his whole concert, like his whole all of his songs, because like you just figure like he's so good and he has really great solos and he can't see, so it's really neat.
Guys, what's it been like living in Long Beach during the hurricane and being out of a home and dealing with all the adversity that a lot of kids didn't have to deal with? Dan, what's it been like living in Long Beach dealing with a hurricane and all the adversity, being out of school and being out of your home and dealing with no power and curfews and all of the horrors from Sandy? What was it like from your perspective?
Well, it was since I lived in Florida, we experienced multiple hurricanes, so I thought this one would just be a little one, but instead it turned out to be really huge, and I never would have expected this. And but I always thought that it would get brighter on the other side, and it did. So it connected me with my friends, and it connected me with my family, and it showed me the true thing of love.
What a mature kid! I'm impressed. Jack, what was your perspective on the hurricane?
Well, yeah, it was really bad. Like you don't think see, for Irene, I didn't evacuate. No, I did evacuate, and that's the one I shouldn't evacuate. So we just thought this would be another little hurricane, but it turns out it wasn't. So now that I think it's really better that we didn't have power for that long, because it really brought us together and to work and now we're gonna make a newer and stronger community.
Good job. Let's give it up for Dan and Jack. Great job. Before we go to break, let's bring out Johnny Condon. We'll end the show with Chris for the whole last segment. All right, Chris? Yeah. The whole last segment's yours. John Condon.
Hey, Howie.
I love John. He's a character. He plays the washboard. He's a great musician. John, for Benoit and the Long Beach All-Stars, you guys played a lot of events, but this is really huge. From your perspective, what's it like playing at the big stage here at Mulcahy's?
Oh, man, I can't. Playing Mulcahy's, playing a stage, beautiful sound system and great sound men, easy guys to work with. But when you actually are playing and you're hearing the sounds come out like a professional stage, boy, there's no other feeling. I mean, you feel like you've made it. Mulcahy's is one of the places here in Nassau County where it's a music venue where it started so many some people from Long Island who are famous today.
As the show's getting bigger and bigger, we're playing at bigger venues. I was talking to one of our partners from Long Live Long Beach, and he mentioned that we're close to lining up B.B. King's in Manhattan. Talk about what that would be like to play at B.B. King's in Manhattan.
The next best thing to play at Jones Beach, I guess. I mean, B.B. King, first of all, a tremendous musician. I've been to his place in Memphis. To play in New York City at B.B. King's would be the highlight of my mediocre career so far, let's say.
John loves to put on that deep Irish accent. And John, I think before we go to break, describe your experience buying a car from Chris Campbell in your finest Irish tones.
Well, let me tell you something, Howie, and I'll use the fine Corkman's lilt to do this. After the hurricane, like so many of us, I was busy fixing, trying to get bills paid, trying to find out when my mail was going to be delivered. This was the most relaxing way I've ever had in my entire life to buy or lease a car. And Chris Campbell from Crestwood Auto made it the easiest experience of my life, but it could have been, with everything else that we were facing, sure, could have been a disastrous experience, and I might have bought the first car that I laid my eyes on, because that's sure enough how he was feeling after about 2.5 months with no wheels. Sure enough.
So would you highly recommend Chris Campbell at Crestwood Auto to other people?
A godsend. With the gift of gab, he's a godsend, and I hope other people are going to take advantage of the fact that this fellow is going to make it an easy, relaxing way to buy the car that's right for you, lease the car that's right for you. Leasing, for a person like myself, puts a lot of miles on the car, but treats it as if it's one of his own. Leasing's not a bad way to go.
We have a gentleman here by the name of Steve Diamond from Remco. For the people out there who are struggling to get insurance, what would you urge people to contact Steve in your finest Irish tones to get Remco insurance here with Long Beach?
Remco Insurance. If your lights are flickering, it's not because of them. I want to say a couple of things also, because our drummer today, Dave Weintraub of Long Beach All-Stars in Benoit, his mother, while doing some kind of acrobatic move in her room, she broke her leg, and they found out that she has a form of myeloma, which is a type of cancer. Our young fella today has been playing, he's going to play drums for 3 bands, my prayers, and I hope those of others will be with Mrs. Weintraub. Nancy, if you're out there, we hope you're going to be on the mend soon. Hopefully they've caught this early.
All right, let's give it up for my man, Johnny Condon. All right, the man that he spoke in glowing terms, Chris Campbell's coming up after the break, and the sports report. And I want to find out from Chris, are the Knicks plainly too old and has age caught up to the old geezers on the Knicks? Chris will answer that question after the break.
Yeah.
I am Halftime Howie. This is Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie, coming to you live from our amazing fundraiser here at Mulcahy's in Watauga, on Long Island's first and oldest radio station, 1240 AM, WGBB.